Hey everybody, welcome back to Beautiful You. Thank you so much for spending your time here with me. Today I want to talk about allowing yourself to feel bad about things that you should not feel bad about. If somebody puts pressure on you to do a certain thing, to be someplace by a certain time, or some kind of deadline that's very unrealistic, I want you to evaluate the situation and determine whether or not what's being asked of you is realistic. And if it's not realistic, then don't stress out about it. Do what you can and let them know up front when you're first asked to do this. Let them know, this is when I will be done with this. This is what time I'll be there. This is what day I will be able to complete this. Don't ever sacrifice your own well-being or your quality of care or work in order to meet some deadline that is unrealistic. So the example I'm going to give was presented to me last night when a friend of mine she's a nurse and she was out doing visits. And someone put a visit on her that with an unrealistic time frame to get there. And she made a comment to me that she broke every speed limit trying to get there on time. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. She put her own life in danger. She put her driver's license in danger. She put possibly put the lives of others on the road in danger in order to meet this unrealistic deadline that was placed on her. It's not like she knew that she was supposed to be with this patient or at this certain place earlier in the day where she could have planned better. She was told to be there at a time that was physically impossible to be there based on her current location. She was not dilly-dallying around. She just couldn't get there. And she felt very stressed out, I think, about trying to get there in time. And putting that amount of stress on yourself is not healthy. It's not good for you. Nothing good comes out of it. And I think it was a great example for which I'm very grateful. I was able to. I just think it was a great topic for this. I think it was something that I would love for y'all to think about when you are presented with such things. Because oftentimes, especially people pleasers like myself, I'm a recovering, reformed people pleaser, and a lot of us are, or perfectionists, which perfectionism is another defense mechanism that usually comes from something in our childhood. And if you're someone who wants to please others or just wants to do a good job or wants to take care of whatever your work things are that depend on you, for me, my patients, for her patients, for you, I don't know what it might be, but all of us have people and things that depend on us. And if we are given unrealistic expectations in which to do these things, we need to think about, is this unrealistic because of something I did, or is it something else? And I just want you to not put the stress on yourself. It doesn't matter that much. It doesn't matter enough. It doesn't matter enough to risk your life and your well-being and your livelihood in some cases to meet a deadline that someone else placed on you. So another thing that I have been wanting to talk about lately, I'm going to parlay into it right now, because if you think about what is the worst case scenario that can happen if whatever it is that's stressing you out actually happens. Usually we're stressed out because we don't want something to happen and we are worried that it might happen if we don't do X, or if we don't do X fast enough. So think about what's going to happen if you don't meet this deadline, and understand that usually the worst case scenario, if you can figure out the worst case scenario, it's usually not that big of a deal. So in my friend's case, the worst case scenario would be that the patient would wait a few minutes longer, maybe 15, maybe 30. You can only do so much when you're trying to get somewhere faster. You're not really going to ever get there that much faster, but you can slow yourself down a lot if you get pulled over and get a speeding ticket, or if you get in a wreck, God forbid. So there are a lot more worse things that could happen if you don't take the time that you need to properly complete this task. So always putting things in perspective. Life is about perspective. Putting things in perspective can help you. It can really help decrease your stress level, because anytime you think, what's the worst possible thing that can happen in this scenario if it goes the worst way that I could possibly think of, and you figure out, can I deal with that? And if it's something that you can deal with, maybe it will cause an inconvenience in your life or the life of someone else, but it's not the end of the world. I think that takes away a lot of anxiety and stress from us. So again, in the case of my friend, if she were to take what I've said during this video and apply it to the situation, it might look something like this. If I'm her, okay, I'm supposed to be at this place in 30 minutes, but my GPS tells me it's going to take 45 to get there. I can either A, drive as fast as I can, bust through stop signs, red lights, and speed limits trying to get there, and maybe I can get there and only be 10 minutes late instead of 15. Realistically, that's all you can usually do. But look at the risks that you're taking. If instead she had said, okay, they've told me I have to be there in 15 minutes or 30 minutes, but I'm not going to be there for 45. What's the worst thing that's going to happen if I'm 15 minutes late? If she were to think about it, really nothing. Nothing would happen. And that's what I want you to do too. When you're thinking about when you're stressed out about something, think, what's the worst that can happen from this? And is it worth me being stressed out about? And it really never is, because stress is never going to make anything better. In fact, stress makes things worse almost always. Stress makes you make poor decisions because you're acting irrationally. Stress over time can cause you to lose sleep and have bad health. So all of those things compound whatever is going on anyways. So I hope that this has been helpful to you. I hope that it's maybe given you another perspective about how to think about things, or giving you the ability to think about things in a different light. Stress is a terrible part of life that's not necessary. It's really not necessary. We do not have to feel stressed out if we just take a deep breath and let things play out. Because if we could just understand our stress over anything is not going to change the outcome. So leave the stress behind. Enjoy the day. Feel the breeze. Smell the flowers. Get there, get it done as soon as you can, what's safely possible. But if you can't get it done on time, don't worry about it. There's nothing you can do about it. You've done everything you can. And as long as you know you've done everything you can, then you can sleep at night knowing that you did everything you can to make that situation the best it could be. I hope this has been helpful. Please pass it along. Share it with others. Comment, please. You can always email me at themiracleofbeautifulyou@gmail.com. Again, that email address is themiracleofbeautifulyou@gmail.com. I'll be happy to talk with you via email, or I would always love to do a video, keeping everything confidential, of course. But if it's going on with you, it's going on with others, I guarantee it, and other people can benefit from it. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and be kind to others and be kind to yourself, because you are beautiful you.